All right, great fight. Let's recap this real quick. I don't even know where to begin. First of all, I love boxing, man. You gotta love boxing. I mean, we've been getting consecutive weeks of great fights. I mean, for a couple of months now, it's just been back to back to back to back to back. It's been good. This fight actually lived up to the hype. I wish it got some more promotion. I wish the media, the channels, I wish there was a bigger build up for it. I wish it was on a Saturday night instead of Friday night. I wish that arena was more filled. I wish a lot of things. I mean, this was a real, we have a new top 10 pound for pound fighter. Okay, we have a new lineal champion, a new unified champion, and this guy literally just stopped a man that had a good resume, a good amateur pedigree, a good resume. He stopped Adonis Stevenson, okay, and he was able to stop him, okay. I mean, and he started off really slow. You saw the breakdown. I brought up the Jeff Page fight. Jeff Page was schooling. He was schooling Beterbiev in that first round, schooling him. And the same thing happened in this fight. Gvozdyk was schooling him. I was looking in the first round. I was like, oh man, he's making Beterbiev look bad. And even in the second round, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is like, he looked, Beterbiev came out very stiff. Okay, the first round, he was getting touched by everything. His jab wasn't effective. He looked a little nervous. He looked like, I don't know. He looked like he didn't want to be there for a second, right? And I think towards the end, the very end of the second round and then the third round, he he's just suddenly woke up. His swag, the way his body language looked completely different. And he looked like a different fighter in the third round. I mean, he looked so confident, and then he went on a nice little streak. The way I scored it, I'm not gonna remember every round because I didn't like write it down or anything like that. But I gave Gvozdyk the first two rounds, right? And then I gave Beterbiev like the next three. I remember the sixth round specifically because I remember the way Gvozdyk ended the round. Even though I thought Beterbiev was winning the round, I remember Gvozdyk ended it like landing like three really big right hands, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna give him this round. But after the sixth round, it became clear that Beterbiev was this. He was just a better fighter. Overall, he was just stronger and everything. Gvozdyk was actually doing everything correctly. It's just that he couldn't take the pressure. And I almost made a follow-up video. I almost made it because I almost changed my mind. I almost changed my pick because I was thinking, and this is why it took so long. I was thinking, I know Gvozdyk is the better fighter, but is he going to be able to deal with the pressure? Or what? But Gvozdyk has power to possibly hurt Beterbiev. We've seen him down. I didn't was going back and forth, trying to make the perfect analysis for this fight. And I ended up going with Beterbiev because I thought the pressure and the power would just be too much. And believe it or not, you got to give Gvozdyk a lot of credit because to be honest, I don't think Kovalev would be able to take that many hits. Gvozdyk took a lot of punches. I think he was just exhausted. He was exhausted. I mean, he was hurt, but he was exhausted as well. And Gvozdyk was doing everything right, from the moving and the countering. He was landing the right hands. He was landing the jabs. He was using the distance. He was throwing the straight rights to the body. But this guy is like a wall. He was just like walking right through it. And Beterbiev's defense is suspect. It is what it is, and that's another reason why I couldn't. I was like, Gvozdyk is a better boxer. I think he's the taller guy. He has the reach advantage. You know what I'm saying? He has a power too. And he had all these advantages, but it didn't work. It didn't really matter. This guy was walking through him, and then Beterbiev's confidence was like through the roof. I mean, he was just bouncing around, countering, feinting. It was like a totally different fighter. I mean, this guy, once he's confident and once he's like a different fighter, man. Oh man, He's good. He's good, and he's, you know what? He has his flaws. Like I said, his defense is suspect. But when you're that durable and you can just walk, I mean, Gvozdyk was throwing some straight rights to the body, and this guy was just walking through him. You know, Gvozdyk has a crazy high. He's like a top. They showed it. He's like a top 10, top 11 uh punch. Has the best top 10, top 11 KO ratio. That's what I'm trying to say. And it didn't really matter. This guy is walking right through him. He's walking right through him. It didn't even matter. You know, I don't know, man. It was a great listen. The fight was great. It lived up to it. You really got to give it up to this guy. Uh, and he gave a great interview. I didn't like the way that the ring announcer was trying to rush him at the end. I didn't like that. I'm like, this is a main event, bro. This guy is a new unified lineal champion. Let this guy talk. And I felt like the guy that was giving him the interview at the end was just rushing him in. I didn't like that, you know. Um, but he basically said, "Listen, I'm just here looking. I'm not here for names or anything like that. I'm here for titles." And I like to hear that. Um, I don't believe if Kovalev wins against Canelo, I don't believe that. I think the fight could happen, but if Canelo wins against Kovalev, I can't see Canelo fighting this guy. Beterbiev. I just think that would be too risky, you know. And a Kovalev fight is a dangerous fight, but I think this is like too much of a risk. I mean, like Oscar is not gonna let that happen. I mean, this guy went for Beterbiev. I mean, he's really, really dangerous, and he just proved how dangerous he was. The resume out of the champs, I felt like his was the lowest up into this fight. Now that he won this fight and he stopped Gvozdyk, and Gvozdyk is let me get this straight. Like let's make this really clear. Gvozdyk can still possibly beat the other champions. You know, it's not like he lost and got dominated. I think he was dominated in the second half of the fight, but he put on a great effort. It's just that when Beterbiev hit him to the body, you saw the difference. This guy was hurt. It hurt him every time, you know. Uh, but when Gvozdyk would land the shots, Beterbiev walked right through him, and that's the difference. You know, and Kovalev, even though he's been boxing better, I know he has he's with better. He's been doing better with Buddy McGirt and everything. This guy's pressure is insane. It's insane, and his durability is insane. Top level, top level. This is the biggest punches. You're fighting a huge KO ratio guy, and you're walking through his punches like that. So I don't see Canelo fighting him. It's just too risk, low reward. Kovalev has a bigger name, bigger resume. He's done a lot more, and I see why Kovalev is going. I mean, Canelo's going that route by fighting Kovalev, but I can't see Canelo fighting this guy if he wins. If he does it, then he's really legit crazy. All right, but I don't see it happening. I'm just being honest with you. That's no hate towards Canelo. All right, that's no hate. It's no hate, but I'm just saying, like that guy. If I was a promoter, I wouldn't let him fight that guy. That guy is crazy. He's like the Terminator. But Bevo, I said before in my breakdown video that I think Bevo would beat both. I do think Bevo has a better chance of beating him over Gvozdyk did. Okay. Um, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Beterbiev has made me even more of a believer. Okay. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Bevo did fight last week against a guy that wasn't really on any of these guys' level. But Bevo has fought better fighters. Okay. Uh, I like Bevo. I like his skills. I think he's very skillful. Uh, but I don't know. We have to talk about this another day. All right. But I can see a fight. Let's just get the unit. Let's keep this unification thing. Let's keep it rolling. And that's why I love this is one of my favorite divisions. I always tell you guys that I love 175 right now because there's no superstars. They just get in the ring and scrap. It's no talking. It's no battling. I like it. This is a fan. This was a real fans fight, and we were rewarded with this fight. Who cares? You know, I mean, I want them to be successful financially. Yes, I want them to sell out arenas. Unfortunately, it's not one of those kind of fights. But you know, I was happy. You know, I was rewarded. This is a fight I wanted to see. This is a fight that a lot of hardcore fans, and I hope these two gain a lot of fans tonight because they put on a good show. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll talk more about this at a different time. Like, subscribe, dislike, whatever. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, peace.